I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to episode 98 of the Best Thing We've Seen podcast. My name is Flo.
And I'm Gabe. It's good to be back. How are you? Woo!
That's the most energy I've heard in the last year.
You know, I've been lying at home sick the last week. So, you know, I had a lot of time to get my energy back.
Yeah.
Pretend that I care. And it's nice to be back. I kind of missed last week's episode, not doing it. It felt a little off.
Yeah.
And yeah, but...
You back to 100%?
95, 90.
Wow.
You might hear me blow my nose at one point during the episode.
Sure.
But we can edit that out.
Look forward to that.
Keep it in for gross comedic effect.
Yeah.
How are you doing? What's up with you?
No, I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing okay, yeah. You know, the usual stress at the end of January coming with everything, yep.
I hate it, dude. Dude, yeah. I'm having a tiny little breakdown each and every day. Like, I look through all the things that I should know for the upcoming exams.
Yeah.
I realize I have no chance of knowing half that stuff. Get a little breakdown. Pretend like I don't have to study.
Open up
and
Netflix.
Then get back to studying. And then I'm like, fuck, why did I waste the last hour or two watching, I don't know what, on YouTube and wherever. Yeah.
Dude, as long as it's just a tiny breakdown, that's good.
Yeah, it gets bigger as the closer I get to the date. Yeah. Do you have a lot of exams coming up?
It's a mixture of exams and handing in stuff for my master's degree and coming up with the subject and everything.
Hate you. You're about to get your master's degree.
I'm not about to. I'm in the process of getting it.
You're a whole lot closer to getting your master's than I am to
I'm
my
a whole lot
bachelor's
older
degree.
as well, so we're good.
Yeah, but we started like a year or two apart. Okay, maybe you started 2 years earlier than me, but still.
Yeah. I got some time to, I got to catch up.
Sure. Let's say it like that to not make me feel too bad.
No, I'm being genuine. Did you I know you've been sick, but did you visit the cinema recently?
Not at all.
Yeah, me neither. There's actually good stuff out there.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm also kind of stressed about the numbers, and I thought...
No, I get that.
I'm in there sniveling. I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to sit next to me while I'm not 100% back.
Yeah. No,
health.
I don't really want to go right now either, but there's a lot of good stuff out there now, and a lot of sneaks. They showed some good stuff.
Oh, please, give me a little recap of the last, 4 weeks.
Well, I wasn't there, but I just looked it up. They played The Kingsman, obviously,
right.
Nightmare Alley, King
that's
Richard.
out already.
Well, it's not out, but I think I think that might be out by now. But
dude,
this
that's
week
what
was
I
King
really
Richard.
want to watch.
Yeah.
I hate it. I don't know if I'll get to watch a lot before our next regular episode because I'm just so fucking swamped right now with stuff to do.
Yeah.
But I hope to at least watch one thing. I mean, Nightmare Alley would be awesome.
Yeah. See if we can figure it out. Maybe there's a screening where there's not a lot of people. So
maybe.
We'll see. But anyway, obviously, apologies for missing last week's episode.
Yes.
It so happens that I'm not the only person in this podcast who gets sick, which is nice, It's nice just to share it with you.
Dude, I'm so glad to help. I just started a new job. 2 weeks in, already got sick. Felt like shit, giving that call of, I can't come into work today. But, I don't think they can fire me just yet.
Yeah. You'll give them plenty of other reasons.
Oh, yeah. I got time.
Yeah. Right, so how many things have you seen this week if you haven't visited anything, or have you been streaming everything that's been out recently?
I didn't watch a lot either. I did watch the old Star Wars movies because, that's kind of a
very current
movie.
Yeah.
But I watched 3 things, 2 of which I'm quite excited about.
Okay.
How about you?
In the past 2 weeks since we last recorded, I have watched one thing, and that was today, in order to have something to talk about.
Okay, that's why you didn't mind postponing for a week, did you?
What? No, I would have crammed it in last week. I would have
Okay.
crammed it in last week, but I was like, if you're sick, we can take a week off. I'm
Sure,
happy I haven't
I
watched
appreciated
anything.
it.
So yeah, it's been a weird, like probably the least I've watched in the history of this podcast. But there was one thing that came out recently that I was excited about.
Okay.
I started watching it when it came out like 2 weeks ago, but it didn't really grab me. And now I just forced myself to finish it, and it was actually good. So I'm happy to talk about it.
Dude, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it's one of your things, actually. Pretty certain of it. Unless you got 3 animated things.
Well, we'll see.
Right. The great poker face. I think we know that's a confirmation, basically.
I have no idea what you could have watched that you think I watched as well.
I have no idea what you watched.
Well, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to another regular episode. Here we talk about the best thing we've seen all week, or in this case, 2 weeks, I suppose. Anything recent that came out, anything from a movie to a TV show to maybe even a YouTube video like we had on our last episode, I think. Or was it the one before that?
No, it was the last one, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so we're going to start off with a couple of honorable mentions on my side, and then we'll get to the best thing we've seen all week. And the first thing that I saw was The Lost Daughter, which you briefly spoke about, I think, on the end of the year list, if I'm not mistaken.
Very briefly, yes.
Yeah. Which is a movie that just came out on Netflix. It is directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, sister to Jake Gyllenhaal. She is a quite prolific actress, now turned director, I suppose. And she has one hell of a cast to play with in her new movie. I mean, Olivia Colman, Dakota Johnson, Jessie Buckley, Ed Harris, Peter Sarsgaard, and Paul Mescal.
Yeah.
Which I didn't expect to see him in anything, I suppose. For me, he's just the dude from Normal People, because he was just such a vivid character. It's weird to see him in anything else.
Yeah, I was excited to see him.
But I gotta say, it is a movie about a woman taking a holiday in Greece, right? And having a lot of uncomfortable encounters with another family, and kind of exploring her own memories of having children and stuff like that. And it's an interesting story, but it's so uncomfortable to watch, right?
Yeah, but I think that's what they're going for.
I'm sure they did, but I had a hard time. I watched, I think, in 2 sittings.
Yeah.
Also, the first time I started quite late in the evening. But yeah, those scenes where you got Olivia Colman on the beach, having those encounters with Dakota Johnson's family, I was just, Jesus fucking Christ, it put me out of this misery.
Yeah.
Not because it was badly done, it was quite well done actually, but it's just so uncomfortable to watch. But I mean, gotta say, good performances, just another story that really grabbed me.
I think great performances, yeah. I really, really enjoyed Dakota Johnson, and from what I gather, it's that there's a lot of buzz around like Olivia Colman's performance too. Which I mean, she's now. Would we consider her an A-lister? I mean, gotta be by now, right? I mean, it's not like this, the huge celebrity that every magazine writes about, but in terms of like being one of the best actresses working today, for sure. I
think, yeah. I mean, she really came out of the blue. I mean, I think she even talked about that she started quite late in acting. And I mean, she started with like stuff like Peep Show, which is not like the thing you would expect a up-and-coming great actress to star in, but she really did it with her appearances in Yorgos Lanthimos' movies, right?
Movie, right? Has there been more than one?
I mean, she started off with The Lobster. I mean, smaller role, but still.
Oh, was she in The Lobster too?
Yeah, she's the hotel manager.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then, The Favorite.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that. Even during her whole award run in The Favorites, I didn't remember her in The Lobster, but that makes perfect sense, yeah.
I gotta say, I only remembered that because I rewatched it like a year or 2 ago.
Yeah.
And I was quite surprised to see her, and I was like, dude, this makes so much sense, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can say I really like her, and I really like watching her in Peep Show, which sounds very weird. It's a show by David Mitchell. It's a comedy show. It's not anything too perverted.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite a different role from what she is now playing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, but I'm excited to see her like arrive in Hollywood the way she managed to do over the last couple of years. She's great.
Yeah. And
very
also
likable character too. Yeah.
Right. And Jessie Buckley really coming out with the last couple of years. Great performances, I guess. I really like her. I immensely enjoyed her performance. And it's funny because she has a love affair in this movie with Peter Sarsgaard.
Yeah.
Maggie Gyllenhaal's husband. I gotta almost imagine it must be so weird to direct, but to each their own. I suppose.
She's not the first to do that, I think.
Sure, I mean Tim Burton with Helena Bonham Carter as well, I think, and others, but
yeah, so many more. Yeah, there's but obviously Jessie Buckley playing a younger Olivia Colman.
Mm-hmm. Great casting, I think.
Yeah. I mean, they don't really look alike, but in terms of her like performance, she was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what have we seen from her? Like Wild Rose was, I think, the first thing that I saw of her.
I think so as well. Like the big thing that stood out. I mean,
the Kaufman film.
We Were Never Really Here. No. What was?
I'm beginning of ending things.
Thinking of ending things.
I'm beginning of ending things. It's an interesting title.
Which is also a weird movie, but she has been in quite a few other things lately, which of course I forgot because memory of a goldfish right here.
What else has she been in?
And she's been in anything big recently? Help me out.
I can't think of anything. I'm blanking. Jessie Buckley, Wild Rose, Fargo, apparently.
Apparently, Judy. Okay. I thought there was something else big. She was in Chernobyl. One of the big things I'm still missing.
I remember her in Chernobyl. That's the first thing I saw her in, I think. Even though that was after Wild Rose? Okay, then it was Wild Rose.
And, of course, the classic Doolittle with Robert Downey Jr. She was also in, apparently.
Oh, that's a classic I'm missing.
Yeah. Did you watch the original ones with Eddie Murphy?
Yeah. I don't even think those are the original ones, are they?
Fair enough. For me, those are the originals. I watched them a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah. Was it the original one?
I don't know. That was probably an older one from like the 80s or something.
Yeah, I mixed it up with The Nutty Professor because that obviously is based on a former, like a earlier film. But maybe Doolittle is the first one. Yeah.
I thought that was just pure original genius.
Yeah.
On Eddie Murphy's part. But I only know the dinner scene from that. Which is, I think, farting, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Of course it is. But, yeah. So would this be your pick, The Lost Daughter, or no?
No, it wouldn't be, because I watched one other thing, which I was so sure was going to be my pick until I watched something else last night. Let me put it that way. It would have been my pick if we had recorded it last week, which is, in a long time, once again, something that I really enjoyed was a YouTube video.
Right.
By Tom Scott. I think everybody is aware of him, in a way.
Yeah.
I think he's a huge YouTuber putting out a lot of videos about interesting facts about places and things all around the world. And he just posted a YouTube video, I think 2-3 weeks ago now, called Money, or 5 YouTubers, 5 games, $10,000, Money, the full series. Which, also one of the reasons I didn't pick it for today is, I guess technically it came out in March of 2020 on Nebula, which is a paid subscription thing, where you could have watched it in 5 episodes.
Right.
But he now finally posted it on YouTube as well. And I gotta say, I love the whole premise of this, and I think you would love it as well. You haven't seen this, right?
No.
Because Money, like I said, 5 YouTubers, 5 games, $10,000. And just to give you a feeling for the game, because I don't want to spoil the whole thing, I'm just going to explain, the premise of the first 2 games. Which is, first of all, those are 5 YouTubers, none of which I've ever heard before. But, they're interesting characters. Sitting around the table with Tom Scott being kind of the host of this, explaining the rules and overseeing each round. And in the first game, for example, it's a prize draw. So they're all sitting on a round table and they all got this kind of screen in front of them to not show anybody else what they're doing. For example, in the prize draw, they have pen and paper and a little box. And in this little box, they can write down a number between 1 and 20, and that's how many tickets they want to enter into the shuffle or whatever.
Okay.
And then all those boxes are taken away. And from that, they will determine who wins. They're going to pick one of those tickets, I suppose, and whoever wins gets the prize money. But the thing is, they never know who actually won. Because the prize money is then put back into the box and everybody opens them behind the screen and you don't have to tell anybody how much you won. And the thing is, the whole game, all those games are about, are you either going to maximize profit, I suppose, by, playing it together with everybody else? Or are you just going to screw everybody over and, I guess, make the most money on your own if you succeed? Since all of the money you win in each round, you can just keep. You don't have to, you can just kind of, skip a couple of rounds or whatever. You don't have to put any money in and it's not going to be taken away at the end of the game. Everything you earn is going to be yours to keep. And you can make alliances, but like Tom Scott says, he will not enforce any of those. So if you make a deal with somebody, like, you do that, I do this, and you get the money, and then we just split between the two of us, there's no obligation. If the other person then says, no, fuck you, I'm not going to give you anything.
Right.
You're fucked. And the only thing is about those tickets, so the prize that is then received, which is in the first round $100, is going to be divided by the amount of tickets everybody has put in. So the smartest thing would be to say everybody, okay, let's everybody just write down 1 on our tickets. One of us will get the prize money and then just split it. Everybody gets a 20.
Right.
But does everybody do that? And it's so fucking riveting to watch. I just want to play along, to be honest.
This sounds so much like Split or Steal.
Right, what you talked about a couple of episodes ago, right?
No.
Didn't you talk about something similar, Split or Steal? Or did you... What was that again?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, what's Split or Steal then?
What you mean what did I talk about? The Jimmy Carr show?
No. It's like some time ago. Maybe we talked about this in private, or maybe I'm just mixing you up with somebody else right now.
Yeah, I don't know if that's if the show is called Split or Steal, but there's like I don't want to, it's your pick. I don't. It's just something where you gotta like it's about money, and there's 2 contestants, and they both pick whether or not they're gonna split the money or steal the money. And if one of them has steal and the other one splits, then the guy who steals it gets all of it.
Ah, right. That concept. Yeah, right.
But if both of them split, obviously it's good, and there's like alliances, like let's obviously do like the split thing, but then is someone gonna fuck him over?
It's quite similar to that, but also different games. For example, in the second game, you got bits. Everybody got like little paddles that they can choose in secret and then hold up, and the person who holds the lowest unique number gets the money.
Right.
So if 2 people take 1 person takes 2, the other 3 and 4. The person who held up 2 gets the money. But the thing is, the prize money is multiplied by the number you picked. So the smartest thing for everybody would be, to pick 4, except for one who would pick 5, and then split the money, I suppose, if everybody agrees. But also the thing is, you can also win medals. And the person with the most medals gets a briefcase of $5,000.
Right.
So the thing is, $5,000 you can play around in each of those rounds, and $5,000 you get fixed if you win those medals. And dude, it's so much fun to watch. It's an hour long, like 12 minutes each game. Can't do math. I think that's about right. And I think it would be really fun to watch this as a kind of game show.
Sure.
Since the thing that kind of holds it back maybe a little is they are friends, I think, each of those YouTubers. So I think some people are not as ruthless as they could have been. But on the other hand, it's kind of interesting because they try to read the people that they've known for quite some time.
Right.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's on YouTube to watch for free.
I don't follow Tom Scott. I know of him, but is that like something he does? Just like doing game shows now?
He does apparently host like games. Like sometimes it's just board games just for fun. The thing is, I don't follow Tom Scott either a lot. Sometimes I get something recommended from him, then I watch 1 or 2 videos, but I'm not subscribed. And this popped up just by accident on my on my recommended feed. That's
it sounds interesting. I'm a sucker for these kind of game shows.
Yeah, I think you would be for this as well. And I just want to play along. I want to win.
Sure.
I would take $100. I'm not picky.
Yeah. Have you watched the I literally just told you?
I've watched like the first 10 minutes of episode 1. I haven't watched anything more.
It's fair to say it really grabbed you.
I thought it was okay. It didn't grab me as much as I thought it would.
Yeah.
Then again, it was just 10 minutes. I didn't give it much of a chance, and I don't know what I had to do. Maybe I was just hungry, and then I stopped and
Yeah.
never continued. But
Fair
I would
enough.
like to. I mean, now that the episodes are still up, who knows how long that will hold.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, those are my two honorable mentions. You said it's my turn to start, right?
Yes, and I don't have any honorables this week. So what's your pick of the week?
Well, that just, makes me, I'm just holding a long monologue here, but...
I know, I love it.
So the thing that is my pick of the week is a new Netflix movie, The House. Is this your pick as well? Because you said you think I might have picked that.
I'm Googling this because it sounds so familiar, but I can't picture this. It's not my pick, no. What's The House?
It's not his house, it's their house.
Yeah.
I think his house is a horror movie.
Oh, yes.
I meant to watch quite some time ago, but was too scared. Was too fucking scared. The House, it is...
Isn't that an episode? Isn't that a series?
It's according to IMDb, it's a series, but I think if in trivia somebody says that it's not really, because the only way to watch it, I think, is on Netflix, and there it is presented as a 1 hour 30 movie.
Okay.
And it is about a house, and it's about 3 people, 3 families, 3 different kind of eras in which people live in that house. And it starts off with chapter 1 pretty much, and I gotta say, it looks kind of cutesy. I think it does have a bit of a weird style, I suppose, but since the humans have like big fucking big heads but very little faces on there,
it is animated.
It is stop motion.
Yeah. And
with a bit of different styles between each chapter, I think. And it starts off with a family in, like, I don't know, 18th, 19th century, low on money and quite depressive life, or at least the father, who is drunk and quite unhappy with his life, stumbles drunkenly into the woods and then meets a man in a carriage, just by apparently accident, who offers to build him a house for nothing. He just has to give up his own house, and his and his family have to live there. And quite soon this house is finished, and they move in, and it's a house where people just keep building, apparently. They're just these workers looking at them creepily and just breathing, not answering. And the father and the mother of this family are just so into this. They're just like entranced at this whole thing. They're like, it's like a fucking entity, this house. And they're just so absent-minded all of a sudden. And the daughter and the little baby feel quite uncomfortable there, especially like the daughter. And just, for example, goes to sleep and wakes up, and apparently the window where she could have looked out at her old home, she looks out, and apparently there's just a new fucking room there just being built. And then she goes somewhere else and everything's changed. And it's so fucking creepy. I didn't expect that. It's actually fucking scary.
Yeah.
And it goes through those stories, just getting so weird. Sometimes they have some quite nice elements to them, the stories, but at least chapter 1 is so uncomfortable to watch and so well done, because it's got this element of, it's impossible for somebody to build that fast, It's so it feels like the house is kind of alive in a way, and you feel so trapped watching it.
It sounds so much like Synecdoche, New York. I mean, we actually just talked about the Charlie Kaufman film, which is interesting because we just talked about one a couple of minutes ago. That sounds so familiar. Like, it's not in a house, but sort of like building like a replica that keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Maybe, yeah. I haven't seen it, sadly, but it kind of reminds me also of the vibe of The Favorite and something and The Witch, the horror movie, just from the vibe.
Okay.
At least chapter 1, like I said. And if you see the poster, you see that the families are not just humans. Later, like, it's rats living in there and cats, like human-sized. And yeah, I didn't expect it to be so fucking creepy, but the animation style is really well done. It's like I said, it's stop motion, but the first chapter, everything is done kind of out of cloth, which I suppose what I think is supposed to be meant to be like time appropriate. If you did, I suppose, a stop motion film back then, everything would be made out of cloth. And then the second chapter, you got modern times where everything looks more as if it was made out of plastic. which is just really well done. I really like those little details, and there's so many scenes where so much is going on the screen where you gotta just have to be impressed at the fucking talent and patience that goes into that shit.
Yeah. It's got vibes of Hereditary too, like that little house in Hereditary where she puts all the figurines in.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's actually, yeah, very much so. And I think nobody actually that famous stars in it except for Helena Bonham Carter, I think in chapter 3.
Yeah.
Which I also like. I've talked about this. I think for animation movies, it's sometimes nice to not hear familiar voices, especially if it's such a horror thing. And then if you heard, I don't know, Angelina Jolie in there, you were like, okay, I know who you are.
Well, there's Matthew Good from Matchpoint, and Mia Goth, also like another, from Suspiria and Cure for Wellness. But I agree with you. Other than that, I don't really know any voices.
I don't even know who these people are.
Okay.
I'm sure I know them if I see them, but yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to play a clip?
How long have we been doing this?
I don't know. I was just waiting for you to. I was waiting for the right point, for the right time to sort of lead you towards it. Yeah.
We've been using trailers for like over a year now.
Yeah.
Still keep forgetting about it. Here's a clip from the new Netflix release, The House.
Hi, darling. It's me. It's the biggest day of my life today. If you could be thinking of me, maybe say a little prayer. I'd really appreciate it. Hello? Here we are. Magnificent.
Every day I can see the real potential of this house.
I'm here to discuss the terms of the agreement. Can I pay? You have to nourish the soul of the house. Wonderfully elegant, isn't it? The family must take up residence in the house.
Can we ask you some specific questions?
How beautiful.
I've invested my whole life in this house.
What happened? Don't be afraid. Oh dear. This isn't the plan!
I hate this house.
Oh, yeah. They're going absolutely nowhere.
It's time to move on.
I hope that was creepy enough.
It's good. It's listed as an animation comedy drama.
How? I mean,
yeah. When I saw the trailer, I was like, "That's weird too." It felt like a bit more thrillery or horror, like a bit more horror than what was listed on IMDb.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, chapter 3 is kind of nice-ish, but still kind of not comedic in any way. And chapter 1 and 2, I think, could both be qualified as thriller or horror.
Yeah.
But sure, I don't know who rates those things.
I don't know, but it's weird. Weird that it's not even listed as like anything dark here. Literally animation comedy.
Dude, can you change that? Can you just go in and
like
change
Wikipedia.
the tags?
Yeah.
Is it Wikipedia? Okay.
I don't know.
I can create an account.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the house. I suppose you didn't really hear about this from your reaction.
No, I just told you I watched the trailer.
Mm.
Yes, yeah, of course I heard about it. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you just watch it right now. You just clicked on it without audio.
No, I know.
Okay.
I saw the trailer and I was like,
Okay.
It's. That's when I looked it up and it was like it's a different thing than what the trailer seemed to be.
All right. Yeah.
But it wasn't really of interest to me.
Yeah, I gotta say, check it out. I mean, I started this quite late at night and I was like, fuck, I don't know if I'll finish this tonight and maybe I'll watch it, tomorrow morning or something before we record. And, I watched the whole thing through and it really woke me up, that fucking creepy feeling.
Yeah.
Also, it made me think of other horror movies because I thought about our horror special. And I think I gotta make a small adjustment, actually. I picked The Witch as my as the best horror movie of what was
The
it?
21st century?
Yeah, 21st century. I gotta say, I might have to put It Follows in there. I still think about that movie. It still fucking creeps me out. I sometimes think about this at night. I'm like, fuck me. Why
As
am I
you would put that as your one now.
Maybe.
Wow.
It's so fucking weird. Love that movie still. It's
Yeah.
at some point I was like, dude, I'm about to go to sleep. Let's not think about this movie. Which of course made me think about the fucking movie. And I felt so paranoid all of a sudden. But yeah, that's just a little side note in my psyche.
When we revisit the special in like 5 years' time, you can put it as your one.
I will.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my pick of the week. The House, the movie or anthology series, whatever people categorize it as. That's
a
my
comedy.
pick of the week. A comedy, the greatest comedy of the
21st
century. The joke is, it's not really a comedy.
That's a meta thing.
That's my pick. What is your pick of this week?
Well, the best and only thing I've seen this week is The Tender Bar, which is obviously George Clooney's latest film. That's an interesting reaction. Not on your radar?
I didn't know it was out. I know he was making a new movie that was gonna drop.
Yeah.
But where did you see this?
It's on Prime. It's an original. It dropped, I think, in the first week of January, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Starring Ben Affleck, Ty Sheridan, Lily Rabe. I hope.
Sorry?
There's a B. It's a B.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
I see Christopher Lloyd. Sorry.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd as actually not that small. Yeah, in a good role as the grandfather. And the small boy, there's sort of like introducing him. I think he was in like a show. I don't know. He was on a Kimmel interview, and that's where Clooney saw him and wanted to cast him in his new film or something like that. Or not in a Kimmel interview. I don't know. It's a weird thing of like Clooney saw him somewhere. Maybe it was in a show or in a YouTube video, and he was like, he's perfect for this film. Let's cast him. The dream, basically. He's really good. And it's about a young boy growing up in Long Island in, I think, the 70s, 80s. 70s, 80s.
Sure.
And what you would appreciate is that it's for vast parts. It is Ben Affleck works in a bar, and that's where he sort of teaches he's his uncle, the kid's uncle, because his father left him at a young age, and he just keeps like showing up at random times. But he's a very distant father, and he doesn't really care for his son. So the real father figure in his life is his uncle, played by Ben Affleck, who owns a bar, works at a bar, and sort of teaches him about life there. And you get a jump of time in there as well, where it starts off as him being a young boy, and then when he's in college, that's where he's played by Ty Sheridan. So you get to see sort of him growing up, and it's about sort of him coming of age, told through his college life, and also through the relationship he has with his mother, with his distant father, with his grandfather played by Christopher Lloyd, and with probably most importantly with Ben Affleck. So let's play a little clip of George Clooney's latest film, The Tender Bar, which it's like a beautiful thing. Rearrange the words of The Tender Bar and you get the bartender. So here's a little clip for The Tender Bar.
Your grandfather is a selfish old prick who resents taking care of his family.
And yet, you all end up back here at my house.
Welcome. Your only uncle, so most of your favorite uncle, right?
Sounds like some maybe.
I have no idea how, but you are going to law school.
So you can sue your father for child support.
No, so he can help with your fines about the septic tank.
No, here we go.
And I'm gonna always tell you the truth. Your father is deadbeat. I'll take care of you. Teach you the male sciences. I saw you in the yard playing sports. You're not very good. Find some other activities.
I like to read.
You read enough of those? Maybe. You could become a writer. One more thing, very important. Never hit a woman. Even if she stabs you with scissors.
Got it.
See me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Got an announcement. Today, my nephew is officially a man.
I mean, that's how you got to do it. It was a smooth trailer transition.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, you set me up. Yeah. Are you interested in this? Did you know what it was about? I thought you might enjoy this as a barfly yourself.
I think I've left my barfly days behind me.
Well, if it wasn't for
16.
If it wasn't for a pandemic, you would still be one.
Dude. Yeah, dude, I just walked by a bar today and I was like, dude, I would love to just, chill in a bar for once.
We're recording this at 3 p.m., so I'm worried about you. You walked by it at like 11 a.m. Like, I could grab a beer right now.
Well, a morning walk with the dog.
Sure.
But I got a fridge full of Guinness and beer.
All right, perfect, yeah.
I might break one open tonight. But no, I didn't know what this was about because I gotta say, I don't really follow George Clooney's movies because I think they're quite hit or miss for me. But it's interesting that he doesn't star in it because he does play the lead role in most of them, doesn't he?
I wouldn't say most of them. I mean, what have you seen?
I'm just thinking about his last one, Midnight Sky, was it?
Yeah. Yep.
Then what else did he do? He did
Suburbicon?
Suburbicon, fair enough. He wasn't in that.
Yeah.
What else? I'm just clicking on his director and then upcoming projects. 7 things. Good lord.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of like Ides of March,
Monuments
which he doesn't star in.
Ides of March, he stars in.
Sorry, which he does star, yeah.
Yeah.
Which he does star in, yeah.
Haven't really seen the other ones, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's in most of them, you're right, for sure. But I think recently, apart from the Midnight Sky, obviously with Suburbicon and now the Tender Bar, I think he's sort of leaning, and I've heard him talk about this too, he's sort of leaning more towards just like directing rather than starring in it too. And I do follow his career, and like I'm like looking forward to his upcoming things because they don't really blow me away, but I do enjoy them. I know Midnight Sky was a controversial one. It's far from his best. I still thought it was okay. I adore Ides of March. I think that sort of sparked my love of his directorial work. But apart from Ides of March, nothing has really blown me away. And the Tender Bar is sorry?
No. I just wanted to ask if you have seen Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Yes. Okay. With Sam Rockwell, but that didn't really work for me. I don't know why. Yeah.
I gotta still watch it. I meant to watch it for some special that we had coming up.
I think Julia Roberts probably, right?
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah. That for whatever reason that didn't work for me. I might have to revisit that. But the Tender Bar, I said it before. I sort of struggled with it during the opening, like 20 minutes. It was like it didn't really grab me. But now I forced myself to watch it, and it was. It was really good. I think Ben Affleck is great. What he's been doing recently, I really enjoyed with The Way Back, the basketball film, which I talked about a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And now in this one too, it's a kind of different and more vulnerable Ben Affleck. And he's really my highlight of this film. He's a very, very, he's sort of, as I said before, the father figure, the substitute really, and really heartwarming. And I think he mentioned that it's kind of a film that we need now, which you could argue is he's saying that for promotional purposes. But I kind of, I know what he means. It's a kind of like uplifting film and sort of like gives you a little bit of hope back, even though there's obviously some problems in the film. But, it gives you a nice perspective on life, I guess.
At first, when we talked about this, I don't know why, maybe because it's Ben Affleck, it made me think of Manchester by the Sea. I think Casey Affleck also plays the uncle, right?
Yes.
Taking care of that kid.
That's a good shout, yeah.
Best.
Patrick, yeah.
Dude, I really want to rewatch that. Such a tough watch.
It's one of the best films of the 21st century.
It's great. It is great. I love it.
Yeah. That's a good shout, yeah, for sure. That's the kind of same sort of well, he's Casey Affleck is way more in sort of not wrong word, but Manchester by the Sea is really about their relationship, and while the Tender Bar is about that, at times it's sort of like one of many stories. You know what I mean? Okay. It is really about him also in college, sort of on his own and sort of finding his life. But Ben Affleck is a part of it. Manchester by the Sea is much more about the dynamic between the two of them, I think.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, Ty Sheridan, obviously Ready Player One, and recently I talked about him in The Night Clerk. It's this very, very weird film on Amazon. I like him. I think he's really good in this too. And the little kid Daniel Ranieri I'm looking forward to seeing what he's gonna do next. I gotta look up what he's done before, where he saw him. I think, yeah, this is his first film, so it must have been like a Kimmel interview or something where Clooney saw him or something like that. I remember I think it was
like
actually
just out in the street.
Yeah,
like those street interviews by Kimmel.
No. It was Clooney on maybe it was Clooney and Ranieri both. They were on Kimmel talking about this film, and that's where Clooney sort of said that he saw him somewhere, and it's a weird how it kind of works in Hollywood. People are auditioning for thousands of times and they never get work, but one kid gives an interview or something like that, or I don't know what he did, and he's cast in a George Clooney film. But and I'm sure he's going to do many more things after this because he's actually really good.
Huh, interesting. I also just remembered something. Talking about kids starring in films and stuff like that. I remembered one of your recent picks or shout-outs, which was Coda.
Yeah.
I just realized why it felt so familiar when you told me that story. I watched the original movie, the French one, which you talked about.
Yeah, I did talk about that.
It took a long time to figure that out, yeah. So,
where did you see that? Because you didn't take French, did you?
No. I saw it like 2 years ago with a friend.
That's a very abstract choice.
I don't know why I watched this. I think a friend was a huge fan of the movie when she was younger and was like, yeah, I want to watch it. And I was like, sure, why not? Because 80% of the time I choose the movie. I was like, okay, I'll not be the movie night Nazi and give you a choice here. And yeah, this movie came up, and I gotta say, I wasn't a huge fan, but the ending was quite well done.
Yeah.
So,
and if you know that, you don't really need to watch the remake.
Okay.
Well, the remake
is better or worse?
It's better.
Yeah, because you said the whole movie is better, but like the ending scene, is it like
it's the same,
more rewarding, or is it?
No, it's the same.
Okay, exactly.
But it's great.
The same. Okay.
No, well, exactly the same concept.
Okay, sure.
So I encourage everyone to actually watch the remake if you haven't seen anything.
Because USA.
Yeah, exactly. Because of that. Because of my patriotism to USA. Yeah. But anyway, the Tenor Bar. I mean, yeah, that's it. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It didn't blow me away, and it's been one of those weeks where it's kind of a necessity pick. Mm-hmm. There was one other thing. I might watch it for next week, but fuck it, I'll talk about it now. Because I was struggling to find my the first 2022 thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this Tenor Bar is now that. But
sure. Is it really?
Yeah, it came out in January. Well, it came out in the States in December in like cinemas.
Sure.
But over here and I think worldwide on Prime, it was a January release.
Huh.
But there was one other thing. There's a film, I might have mentioned it before. There's a film called Cop Shop, directed by the guy who did Boss Level, among other things. Also starring Frank Grillo and Gerard Butler. Mm-hmm. And that was a film that came out in the States again in the summer or something like that. And I was waiting for it to come over here. And one day, like a couple of days ago, I opened up Netflix in the hope of finding something. And there was Cop Shop. And I was like, that must be a different film, even from the cover. Right. It didn't really look like it. And I pressed on it, and it actually said it is Cop Shop directed by Joe Carnahan, who's the guy who did Boss Level. I was like, that's so okay. Apparently, this is now a Netflix film, which is very weird. And it's also, I love that it was classified as a 2022 release. It's been out for months and months, but it's actually on Netflix Germany. It's like, this is the new Netflix. I don't know if, obviously not a Netflix original, but it's now like the big Netflix film 2022 Boss Level. Cop Shop now out. And I started watching that, but once again, it didn't really grab me. And I decided to finish Tenor Bar rather than Cop Shop now.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you wouldn't like Cop Shop. But
a little tease for next week's episode.
Maybe, I don't want. I probably not.
I saw Cop Shop as a recommended thing on Netflix, and I skipped past it with good conscience.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I've heard great things about it. That's why I wanted to check it out, and I like their previous work. But anyway, unfortunately, that's it. I don't have anything else this week. A weird week. No cinemas for me either, and no. I mean, there's not been a lot like home releases recently, like big streaming things.
Yeah, I was hoping they would put out more like of the big releases now. I mean, because the Oscars are 1 month, 2 months from now.
I don't know if they're going to postpone.
But yeah, fair enough. But we talked about this quite recently on the end of the year list. There's so many big releases that we're still missing. That are gonna come out soonish, I hope. But
they were all in the sneak already,
like Licorice Pizza.
No, but that's out in 5 days.
Okay.
Don't have to wait much longer for that.
5 days, really? Oh, that might be for next week.
6 days. It is definitely for next week. If you don't watch it, I'm definitely watching it for next week. I can guarantee you that. But other than that, I mean, I think the Academy Awards are supposed to be end of March, so we have time.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. By the way, speaking of that, Bong Joon-ho, new film, a new sci-fi film starring Robert Pattinson is in the works. So that's going to be interesting. His first film since Parasite, obviously.
Nice.
Gonna be good.
First non-Korean production since Snowpiercer, right? Oh, sorry. Okja. Sorry. Forgot about Okja.
Yeah. And obviously the Batman coming up in 2 months too.
Yeah. And I've heard great things about the trailers. So
trailers are incredible. The film was yesterday. It was apparently the term is QC'd. Matt Reeves did the quality control at an IMAX yesterday, so the film is done. It is the longest. I think it's the third longest comic book film or something like that. It's 2 hours and 47 minutes without credits.
Jesus, what's longer except for Endgame?
Endgame and I forgot the other one now. Maybe a DC. I don't know. Maybe the Justice Cut, Justice League, Snyder Cut. I don't remember. Mm-hmm. But I'm super stoked for this. I love everything about it. I love the premise of it. I love the angle they're doing it from. The angle they're doing it from. Yeah, sure. The specific angle they're taking, because it's sort of like a detective story from what I gather.
Okay.
The only thing that I'm kind of not worried but sad about is that it's a PG film. I wish they went for an R rating for that one.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I'm actually quite excited for Paul Dano as the Riddler.
There's so many people in that film.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be very, very good, I hope. And 2022, I've moaned about 2021's releases. I am very, very excited about 2022 as a whole film year. There's so many films, already there's more films I'm looking forward to this year than last year. So many great things this year. If they're all happening this year, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Let's play. 45 minutes in, let's do one round of Last Man Standing.
I just want to say it. I was like, dude, I'm going to surprise you with The Last Man Standing, but no.
Because I have to edit it. You're going to surprise me? That's very kind of you.
You're so welcome. What do you want to do? Who haven't we done? Who's big? Who's cool? Who takes your breath away?
Oh.
Jonah Hill?
You want to do... Oh, well, we did Sarah recently, didn't we? And we were terrible with it. Well, we could do Jonah Hill. Is he in a lot?
I don't know. Or how about... Give me a second. Seth Rogen or...
There's a theme, apparently?
No, I just had to think about Seth Rogen because I think he's in the newest Hot Ones episode. Once again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We could do Jonah Hill. Let's do Jonah Hill.
Oh, okay. That's going to be a short one, maybe.
Yeah, but let's just go. We can think of one other maybe after that. But you start. You start.
Okay, Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay. Moneyball.
How am I blanking already? Don't look up.
Oh wow. Okay. Superbad.
Of course. Are we doing shows as well?
No.
Okay. End of the World. Ooh. Is that what it's called?
I'm not sure now. Is that what it's called?
I think so. Right?
I don't think it's called End of the World. This is the End is what it's called, right?
This is the End. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Well, I'm not taking it.
Okay.
But you can't either. This is just off the list.
I think, that's fair.
Okay, so it's my turn, right?
Did I mention this is going to be a quick round?
What else has Jonah Hill been in recently? Like, I'm thinking of his like, what was that called? The film he made, but he's not in that, is he?
No, he's not. Good film though.
Yeah. Shit, what was that called? Something with an M. It's completely off topic, but I want to know what that film is called right now.
It's also with Patrick from Manchester by the Sea. What's his name?
Yeah, Lucas Hedges.
Lucas Hedges.
I can't Google Jonah Hill. What was that film called, dude? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Mid-8s or something like that? No.
Yeah, something like that. Mid something. I'm gonna look this up.
Mid-90s. Mid-90s.
Okay.
Anyway. Jonah Hill films. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking of a film called The Sitter. I think that's right.
Okay.
I'll Google it while you do the last.
Well, I lose. I don't know, dude. I'm so bad. I don't know why I mentioned Jonah Hill. It's like, I got Wolf of Wall Street and Superbad in the back of my mind and Maniac. Can't use one of them.
Maniac is a good shout, yeah.
Yeah. But, what has he been in? It's crazy. I can't take the L already, but I think I might have to. That's so fucking embarrassing. I shouldn't be hosting a podcast.
Well, let's think of a different actor then, because let's do that as a warm-up round.
Okay. I'm warmed up. I'm red hot.
Yeah.
Let's do... Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg? Are you sure? Are you trying to fuck yourself? Mark Wahlberg. You think you could come up with a couple of Mark Wahlberg? I mean, sure. Oh, by the way, 21 Jump Street would have been a good shout for Jonah Hill. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's all I've seen from him. Can't be, right?
No, there's so many more. But let's not dwell on it. I would have struggled too. Okay. Jesus. Will Smith? You're going to say I'm going to win, so let's not do it.
Yeah, Will Smith. Why the fuck not?
No, you're going to say
No.
Let's have it.
It's all good.
You sure?
Yeah.
No, that's not
At
fair.
least we're going to have a lot of picks. It might be interesting. You might have a blackout. might have my moment of, I don't know what, genius all of a sudden.
But if we can come up with any other, I'm totally fine with that.
I don't know. Like the big ones we have already either done a Last Man Standing or a special on.
Sure.
Which makes it a bit too easy.
What about George Clooney?
I don't think I'm great with Clooney, but we can try, yeah.
Oh, Ben Stiller. I'm
shit with Ben Stiller. But yeah, George Clooney, why the fuck not? We just mentioned him.
Okay, let's do Clooney. Let's stay on
just
brand.
acting, right?
Just acting,
yeah.
Yes.
Please, your turn to start.
I'll go with the Ocean's trilogy.
Fair enough. The Man Who Stared at Goats.
His most famous film.
So the first thing I have to think, I think about when I think of George Clooney. I don't know why.
I'll go with The Ides of March.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if we're gonna do his movies, why not Midnight Sky?
Monuments Men.
Right. Up in the Air.
Oh, that's a great shout. What else has he done where he starred in, which we just talked about? Michael Clayton. He didn't direct that.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Didn't he win an Oscar for? No, he did for Syriana, but did he star in Syriana? I think he did, so I'm gonna say Syriana.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
And he went up on the stage, and I think he was best. Was it best actor? Must have been, right?
Or was it writing?
Oh, I might have. Oh, that's interesting. I want to see.
I think he might have won for writing. I mean, that's...
He definitely, the first thing he said was like, oh, shit, I'm not going to win directing, am I? Or something like that. Okay. George. I'm going to go with... what is that film called? Shit. What is that film called? I gotta save that for later. I'll go with Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I just found an untapped market of movies that we've kind of ignored. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
I'll go... Okay, you want to do Coens? Shit, what did it have? I'll go with Out of Sight. The Soderbergh Jennifer Lopez film.
Oh, you should have kept that. Never would have thought of that.
I know you're going to say that, but I just thought of the name, so I might as well.
Sure. Before you forget it.
Yeah.
Let me think. I've been thinking.
It's like I just cut out a minute, but I didn't.
No editing in this. But I think I should continue to think just a bit, just
try
in
it,
case.
try
you know?
it, try it. Give it a go.
No, I haven't thought of anything. I was just so concentrated on saying that shit that I haven't thought of anything. Give me a second. I'm blanking.
Give me
I
a couple
can't
seconds.
concentrate. I'm just suddenly thinking about, I don't know, ramen and fucking astronauts.
Interesting.
And go.
Thank you. You just gave me a pick.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Astronauts. Oh, Gravity. Thank you.
You don't remember the ramen film that George Clooney started?
Classic ramen movie.
I should not have said that. You just stole it from me. Yeah. I'll go with Burn After Reading.
Burn After Reading, of course. I just mentioned the untapped market of Coen Brother movies, and I can't think of anything except for Hail Caesar.
Oh, I just wanted to say that. Fuck. Okay. I think the film is just called The American, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know what movie you're talking about, but sure.
It's called The American, 2010.
Okay.
Yep.
What did he star in? Like, I'm trying to think of stupid love romances that he's done, like typical romance rom-coms. Can't think of anything though. I think you can start, or I'm gonna time myself. Just gonna kill myself. So the end of the minute, 30 seconds.
Sure. The thing is, I have a huge one, but I can't remember the name of it. And if I say it wrong, you're gonna get it. I'm just gonna have to take a guess.
I want to take a guess too, because I'm so fucking blanking right now. Come on. Otherwise, I'm just gonna spout it out. Fuck it, I'm just gonna go South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut.
Is he in that?
He is in a South Park episode or the movie. I don't know which one it is. I'm gonna look it up. South Park. I think he plays the dog. He just barks.
What did you say?
Bigger, Longer, Uncut South Park movie.
I think you're right.
Is he in there?
Apparently.
Yes. Dr. Gouache. I don't know. Okay. So he's in that apparently as well. I thought he played dog, but maybe he did both. Yep.
I don't know what the film and you're gonna know exactly why I'm struggling. I'm just gonna say Batman Forever. Is he in Batman Forever?
I'm not sure if it's Batman Forever.
I don't think it is either.
Could be though. Or was that the Val Kilmer one?
Yes, it was. Your turn. If you can come up with the right one, then you can steal that.
Is it just Batman and Robin?
Yeah, I think that's what that was my second guess. Is it really just called Batman and Robin?
Just go Batman and Robin.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't sure if it was actually called Batman and Robin, but of course it is. Okay.
Isn't that also the only like Robin to appear in the movie?
Well, you got Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay, sure, but that's like more of a. He's never Robin, you know.
Well, the end of the last one.
It's insinuated, but
it is.
he never dons the costume, except for the Adam West classics.
Yeah. I can't lose this now. We're giving you fucking Batman and Gravity and.
Let's go.
What do we have? George. Is he in that film?
I think he might be.
Yeah, I think so too. From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes. Yes, he is. It's good. It's a good shout out. Now you're making this tough. Did you do a Western? Might give you a tip there, but I'm sure he did, right?
I can't think of a Western.
Fuck me. Or is he? Who could he have played? I can't think of anything recent, so I think I have to go back into his old movies, but I don't know what did a young George Clooney do? I can only think of a show, which, you know.
Sure. I was about to say ER.
Okay, come on. I'm blanking. I am blanking hard. Come on. Fuck. Okay, I think my time is running out, right? So I'm just gonna throw,
South Park Part 2.
Not out yet, but I think I'm just gonna say Isle of Dogs, but I don't think he's in that.
Is he in Isle of... I don't think he's in Isle of Dogs.
I just thought, Wes Anderson always has this
There's a
huge
shout.
cast.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look this up, but you go ahead. I'm sure I'm wrong.
I don't see him in the cast.
Nope, I don't think so. Yep, that's one life down.
You got only one life down?
Yes, right?
Oh, that was Jonah Hill.
The other
but
one
this
was
is the
Jonah
end.
Hill,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck. I thought I had you.
You wish.
George. I don't remember. Didn't we just talk about his directed films where he starred in, and I feel like we're missing one of the two?
I think we said often that we mentioned before, like a Monuments Man you already threw out, and the other one, Midnight Sky, and yeah.
Oh, George.
Costanza. Come on. Think of what's like the most recent thing that you've seen with him.
Are you trying to give me a hint?
I don't know, maybe.
You know something else?
I have no idea, dude. I never know anything.
Shit. I think Siriano was a great shout pick. I'm starting to... Oh! What was that film called? Oh.
Okay.
Three Kings.
Right, with Ice Cube and who's the third one?
Yes. Mark Wahlberg.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we are again. Do I really want to look at my Blu-rays, but I don't think that would help because I don't have a lot of Clooney movies, I think. I think he did some voice work for a Ghibli movie, but I don't know which one. And I don't want to go guessing. But I think I know it. But I don't want to risk it. But I might say it if I can't think of anything
Beautiful
else.
mind you have, really.
Thank you. A beautiful mind. No, that's Crow.
The German rapper.
Fuck me. Well, you know what the worst thing is about all this? I nearly forgot what I wanted to say before that. I already forgot the Ghibli movie, but I think it's back. Dude, I feel like I have dementia at times. Can you have dementia at like mid-20s?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah? Okay, fuck me. Remind me to call a doctor.
You're just going to forget.
Yeah.
Dark joke.
It's like the They're On Together joke where they visit an old people's home.
Is that the joke?
They they go over and somebody puts out a cigarette in somebody's arm. It's like, ow, don't worry, you'll forget about it. I think that's drawn together. Fuck. Okay, I'm just gonna say Princess Mononoke.
God, if that's true, it's gonna bother the shit out of me. I mean,
I think it is one of them. I think it is that. Might be My Neighbor Totoro, but I don't think so.
Studio Ghibli.
There we go.
I just.
I don't think so.
Oh no! I genuinely, I don't even know what I'm clicking. I genuinely just opened up George Clooney's filmography, not really realizing what I'm doing.
I'm just gonna take that as a win for me.
Well, no, because are you right with the tale?
No, I'm not. So I'm out anyway. Billy Bob Thornton is in it though.
I got
what? Let's go.
It said Tomorrowland. That's a film that we actually did we see that together?
Yeah. No, I think, but we talked about it. I think on the podcast.
Yeah.
He's in Friends. Okay, but it's not a movie.
So are we done? We're done.
I think so. Oh, I forgot to talk about my backup, which was movie 43, because I thought that's a sure bet that he's in that.
I don't think he's in that.
Fuck.
I think he's got some dignity left. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking now. Solaris, the remake.
Okay.
Money Monster, of course.
I think we did quite well though. Okay, he is in Good Night and Good Luck because I thought of that, but I didn't think he starred in it.
Yeah, that would have been a random guess I had. I couldn't remember him in it.
Intolerable Cruelty.
Oh, The Descendants.
Didn't we talk about
The Descendants.
He's in Spy Kids 3. Talking about Spy Kids 1. Talking about Spy Kids. Have you seen the new Boba Fett's show?
No, I haven't watched it.
The Thin Red Line. Fuck me, I knew he was in a war movie.
It's not really a Western though, is it?
No, a war movie. I knew he was in something, but I thought it was just Monuments Man. Talking about Spy Kids, the new Boba Fett show.
Yeah.
Also directed in part by whatchamacallit, Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah.
And also, produced by him. And I gotta say, there's this one episode that he directed. And I gotta say, Jesus Christ, what a piece of shit.
What, Robert Rodriguez?
Yeah. It was like one of the worst episodes in the Star Wars show that I've ever seen.
Okay, wow.
Terrible. Everybody's freaking out about it. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. They drive like these hover mopeds. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, we did quite well, I think. A couple of emissions. Descendants is going to bother me. And I love this. Are you on the Wikipedia? Look, The Descendants and Gravity, they're like, it's literally like he did The Descendants. The film after that was Gravity, right? And it's got his character name written down. In The Descendants, he plays Matthew, in quotes, Matt King. And in Gravity, it's Matthew, in quotes, Matt Kowalski.
Right?
So you can see his range there, Beautiful.
I'm just glad he didn't write those.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's wrap this up because now we're going long.
Yes.
Thank you for listening, everyone. We're glad to be back. Hopefully we'll manage to get one out next week.
I'm so sorry. Batman Robin's got a 3.8.
Yeah, that's one of the worst films ever made. Yeah. It's got Arnie as Freeze. Come on. Now.
Yeah, I know, but I thought it had some kind of cult following because it was.
No, it has. It does. It does. I'm saying it's one of the worst.
It is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good at the same time.
The bad credit card.
Right. That's it. Thank you for listening, and have a good week. Stay safe out there, and we'll be back next week. Right?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
A lot of stress coming up. But thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. Did you beat us in Last Man Standing? Let us know. Consider dropping a like, a subscribe. You can listen to us anywhere where you get your podcasts from. And don't forget to visit us on at Best Thing Radio on Twitter and Instagram. There you can check out the thumbnail, the cover art that Flo designs for us every week. It's also our thumbnail on YouTube. Yeah. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It really helps out a great deal if we get into the trending. But I think that's,
a far-fetched goal. You gotta aim high.
But yeah, have a great week. I hope you have a stress-free end of January, and we'll hear you, or you'll hear us next week with another regular episode. Stay safe, have fun, and cook something good, because why the fuck not?
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.